And we're back at it. We're back. It's Rimworld. We're playing it. We were playing the alpha. Now we're 5 DLCs deep, and the 6th one coming out in like a month. Unfortunately, they made it so I can no longer type preferred name in-game characters. So the plan is, if we see any of these people, we're going to try very hard to capture them or make them a part of our colony in some way. But they took a lot of the customization out of this one, which kind of sucks. For the mods, I don't have much. I'm playing with a few things that let me see when a raid kills me, why I died to it, and also just the wealth of my colony. Instead of having to look at a little graph all the time, there's a little pop-up window that I can open. This makes it so I can zoom out more, and this makes it so I can't pause the game, which is just a fun way to play. And yeah, we're going to be doing random colonies. We're going to be playing on the hardest setting. I will give a caveat to that, that even though I've played this game a ton, I'm still terrible at it. So although it's the hardest difficulty, don't think that I'm going to impress you with my skills here. That certainly won't happen. I'm just going to play poorly, and you're going to be here for it. So, my favorite start is Lost Tribe, so that's what we're going to do. We get 5 people, and I don't like to re-roll anything, so I'm not going to. We'll go into Randy Random, losing is fun, and then max the threat scale to 500%. Do the no pause. Anomaly, I'll just leave it on normal. Anomaly is where we get to fight ghouls and ghosts. And the normal way is you have to go pray at an altar before all that biz starts. Otherwise you can do like ambient horror, but I'm not going to do that. Our randomized seed will be victory, because this is the one. Even though I've failed like 500 times prior to this, I'm sure this is the one where I'll get it all the way to the credits. No problem. I like to have some pollution just because it makes everything harder, and I like to make sure that I don't win. And we're generating the world. And we got stuff. We're going to hit a random site and see where we landed. We landed in the temperate forest with 60 to 40 out of 60 days. That seems fine. Looks good. This is the religion we'll be following. It's Christian and human primacy. So we don't care about animals, and we are Christians. That seems fine. Seems good. This all gets randomized, and we are fine with it. We can have a Christmas tree party. We can have a drum party. We can have an animal sacrifice. And they all will do something. I usually don't really look ahead of time. We'll see what they do when I actually run one. Alright, so we are choosing our starting pawns. This guy's okay. That guy's pretty good. That guy sucks. This guy is pretty good. This guy's pretty good. And he comes with a sniper rifle. That's pretty nice. That guy sucks. This guy's super good. We have low medical, but I think we'll be okay with that. I mean, we don't really have any other options for medical. It's kind of, I'm just looking at our stats here, kind of what we could use. We're gonna have low cooking, low medical. It's probably okay, but that's kind of what we'll be looking for other pawns we can add. Let's do it. Alright, we are in unrestrict everything. We're on a river. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool river. There's a couple things that kind of matter since we are This is just a search function. find things on the map. We kind of want to get this animatry because we're a natural start, so this can teach us how to cast magic. And being able to cast magic is pretty good, especially in the early game. The other thing I wanted to look for is this. Yeah, this is the anomaly altar. I think we'll do the animatry first. Because the animatry is good. So it doesn't get too hot here. There's a bunch of good growing right there. This is also kind of a nice structure that we could start out in. I think we'll do that. So this seems like a good spot to start growing. We'll get some rice going. Some good old rice. And some potato. Then we will grab some walls. And just kind of close this off in a decent way. Something like that. Alright, so that's a pretty good start. And so we are going to look at get some meditation spots up. Also, probably the most important thing for us to do is to make sure that we don't starve in the beginning here, so I'm going to grab some berries. Grab some berries on the map. We should also probably figure out what our people do. That would be a good choice. Okay, everybody's terrible at doctoring except for one guy. I don't particularly like that because somehow this guy will get the plague in like 3 days, would be my guess, and then he'll just die. And then nobody can doctor, and then everybody will die. So it's kind of the plan for this one. Get our cooking going. Get our construction. I like to run it so everybody grows. It works pretty terrible, but that's how I always set it up and never learn from my mistakes. So that's how we'll continue to set it up. And then we want to get, the big thing we want to get going is research. Because we know nothing, and having nothing in this game tends to kill you. I want to claim that. That is now our house. Get rid of some of this stuff. All right. That's all looking pretty good. Speed it along. Oh yeah, so we also want to set up, so this is how, basically we go over there and we pray to the tree and we say, hey tree, we're tribal and we don't know anything, but you're a tree and that's cool and we're Christians, so we think you're Jesus. And then we pray at this tree and it grows some grass. And then once we get 20 grass, we can have one of our dudes connect with it, and it will teach us how to do magic. So that'll be useful, because the magic's basically free, and it can help us when we need to defend ourselves, is the point. So we have a little bit of growing. Oh, I should also probably put in some beds so that we actually use this thing that we built. By beds, I mean, you know, just a spot on the floor to sleep. That's the same as a bed. And we should probably remove this car from our house. Seems like a good thing to do. Should assign weapons. I'm not going to be too particular with it. We also started with a sniper rifle, which is pretty cool. Sometimes the pawns bring stuff with them. And one of these tribal guys happened to have a sniper rifle. Probably stole it off of a raider, be my guess. So, amazingly, everybody's not broken down yet. That's rare, but we like to see it. We'll move this over here. And I think we want to get some flowers. So this is another little trick, little tip and trick for all you watching at home. You can plant flowers in your house, and then your colonists like being in their house more. Who would have thought? I guess I would do the same if the floors in my house were made of dirt, because you could have flowers that you step on instead of dirt. Very cool. The other thing I want to get started. Okay, we have enough wood. We need to get research going. I usually like to do, so 1.6 made it so you can't just throw everything in the same room, which is what I used to do. Now you have to throw it in different rooms. And so I like to make my research room just kind of a line of research. Come on. Production. So look at this. Look at how amazing that is. Incredible. I would like to do this. Incredible. And okay, it missed our doctor, but it hit our dog, Van Gogh. That's all right. We're gonna let him die because we don't care about animals. We've got human primacy, so even though we're bonded to it, I don't think we care. In fact, we're just gonna take care of this right now. We're just gonna kill these dogs off. We don't need them. They're holding us back. They are a liability, and they need to go. All right, now they're all dead. That's good. That's what we want. So, you'll also notice that's going to make, well, they're mad because they've brought corpses here to look at, which is not ideal. But that wasn't even what I was going to show that they're mad about. That's just another thing that I noticed. What they're going to be more mad about, I'm not sure who it's on. Oh, they don't care. Oh, nice. They don't care because human primacy makes it so they can't actually be bonded to anything. So they do actually hate animals. And all of these, that was the right thing to do. I was going to show that gives like a -8 for killing a bonded animal, but my people aren't bonded, so easy game. That's why I'm the master. We're gonna make some, I couldn't see it because it's not wood, make some stools. We need some recreation. They don't super need recreation right now because they're going and praying in the tree, and that makes them like really happy. It's very fun. It's very fun to go stare at a tree and like shake your arms at it, and then it grows some grass and you say, wow, that's cool. These corpses gone. They want steel for that, so steel. And then we need to, for our next trick, I'm gonna wall in where my planted stuff is. I am also going to make a trap tunnel, so that we have a bit of defense. A bit of defense against the scary world outside. Do something like finally the actual killing device. And we have a bunch of wood starting out, so this shouldn't be too big of a problem. I'll just help protect us while we're getting situated in our new colony, and we actually figure out what our people do as they start to get good at it. I also don't have any lights in my line of research benches. I also don't have anything that I'm researching. So we'll remedy both those. We're going to start with stone cutting, because wood is trash. And making our base out of trash does not bode well for the longevity of the colony. Oh. Oh, cool. Nice. And it's a rather large raid. That's kind of sucks. Unfortunate. Well, we're gonna open this and this, and then we're gonna get everybody. And are they attacking immediately? Yes, it looks like they are. Now this never works very well, but I'm gonna try it anyway because I'm stupid. We're gonna shoot this mega sloth. Nice, nailed it. One more shot. There it is. All right, now we're gonna go hide in our house. Go, run, and hopefully we do more than just trigger all of our traps. Good. Yes, that actually worked. So, what we're hoping happens here is that they attack the mega sloth. That would be ideal. It would also be fine if they just walk over those traps, because they technically could. This guy's going to. Good job. Nice choice. This guy was about to, and then he stopped. Maybe he's just lighting a fire, and then he'll be on his merry way. Nope, he's going to switch directions. This guy's going to hit it, though. Good. One more. Can we get a... Oh, nope. Mega Sloth took it instead. Alright, I should go out and attack them. I think that would be good while they're... Nope. Well, we did get a new weapon. That's good. And then melee that guy. Alright. What it did. Melee this guy. Alright. We're amazing. Actually playing out of my mind. We didn't even take damage. And we got a bunch of machine pistols, which is actually, I find to be a very good starting weapon, so I'm pretty happy with that. This guy, yeah, he's got, like, slow learner is the worst thing ever, so he can die. That would be fine. And, I do want his stuff, though. He's got stuff. We're gonna take his stuff, and then we are going to let him die. Like good Christians. The next thing that I'm going to do is keep my stuff that can be outside. The reason being is everything that's in here makes them unhappy that it's there because it's ugly. Like if we turn on beauty, you can see a flower, very beautiful, amazing. A piece of steel, garbage, trash. Get that out of here. Unbelievably ugly. So that's why we're doing that. And do we have any food that would also... Well, we did just kill a mega sloth. So I guess to answer my own question, yes, we have food. It's just not processed yet. We will commence the processing. Alright. That's what we like to see. A little bit of food poisoning. yeah, look at our tree. Look at all that grass. Man, that is good stuff. Should probably just put up a little bit of... This isn't super necessary, but should a raid happen, it's kind of nice to have just a little bit of defenses around everything. And you gotta remove to make sure that you don't cut your tree down, because that would be dumb. Some more wood. We gained some beers. I'm gonna set up my drug policies. The way I do this is I make them take stuff at safe intervals, and I make them take the better drugs first. Better meaning this like increases their consciousness and makes them less tired. Ambrosia does something that's good, and beer is like not as bad. Smoke leaf is really the only bad one. Once they get stoned on smoke leaf, they like are all slow and get knocked down easily, and you know, kind of like how you behave when you're stoned. All right, we're chilling. I would also like to set up a cooking area. The best way to do cooking starting out is to just throw it outside. Well, you'll notice it's not technically outside. I just built the roof in like the worst way imaginable. Let me fix that. It's not actually outside, right? Because it's surrounded by this wall. So the game will register that it's not outside. It sees this as a room. I think it says it's a very decent room. In fact, look at all that wood and that steel. That's quite cool. But then we'll make a little cooking area here where we have our raw food, and we'll set up our cooking orders once we have a campfire built. But they're building those traps because that was scary when these people came in, and we need traps. Alright, so we got that up. We're gonna say cook simple meal. Usually about 4 a colonist you can get through. They eat about a meal a day. You know, not unlike real life when you eat about a meal a day. And I set this up by saying do meat first, then do anything that's not raw fungus, then do anything at all. Any food that we have, turn it into a meal. I will also set up some psychite tea, because I'll probably get going on that pretty soon too. And they're growing some grass. Times are good. Oh, except everybody's depressed. Oh, because they have no food. Wow. Amazing. We're gonna go shoot an emergency megasloth. Alright, nice hit. Alright, good shot once again. Get it. Shoot it. Nice. Actually hit it. No. Dodge. Expert. Amazing. Look at that. Look at that incredible player prowess. Cut that up. Eat some fresh beast. And then cook up some food and actually not starve to death. Good job, everyone. Get a little bit of medicine over here too, if we can. I haven't set up medicine yet. Do that. I usually like to make it just so like I choose, and I'll usually let my starting 5 just use the worst medicine as they want to. Especially because we got like good starting characters. That rarely happens. I think every single one of them is like pretty good. I don't like Careful Shooter that much, but having 11 planting is super helpful starting out, so that guy is great. That's amazing. Cetic is generally nice to have. We could make them, if we end up allying the Empire or doing any of the Empire stuff, we can use him for that. And yeah, super immune, super nice. Won't die to the plague. Jogger, super nice. Is just faster than a normal pawn. So very good random roll. Very happy with it. That's what we like to see. They should be finishing up the need to do stuff, I'm hoping. I'm also going to make sure that I zoned this properly. Yeah, if you roof over the tree, they'll just cut it down and be like, well, whatever, I need this roof here. And then you chop down your the tree, and you can't grow any pretty grass anymore. This guy's not terrible, but both Slothful and Slowpoke makes them bad enough, and they don't have any passion for anything. When I'm evaluating a character, I'm mostly looking at the little fire icon, because that kind of represents they will enjoy doing this thing while they do it, and they will get better at it faster than other colonists, so that's kind of the important thing. The last thing to check is, do they have anything we want? And they do, so we're going to go out and strip them, and take the pants. The pants is actually what I wanted. The shirt's pretty good too. You know, just acting on our good Christian values. This guy fell from the sky, and he had some very useful items, and he wanted to donate them to our colony. It was very nice of him. Very nice donation. Alright, so this is starting quest. This is our first interaction with the Empire, which is another way that we can learn how to cast spells. Basically the same spells that our tree casts. The Empire will teach us how to do that too, if we give them gold and prisoners. Yeah, you might as well always do this starting quest, because it's just a free 8 honor. We do have to figure out who we want it on, though. I think the Ascetic is the obvious choice. Ascetic has easier requirements if you so as they move up the ranks in the Empire, they become more whiny about they need to live in a proper room, and they need to be taken care of properly, and so on and so forth, blah blah blah. So we will take it on them. They come in, and oh my god, it is one bunny. Oh, this is new in the latest snapshot of the game. I'm playing on Unstable, which is like 1.6. Animals that are manhunters that are infected with Scaria, they now give you disease, which is amazing. It was worse when they didn't give you disease. And then also they look different, so they look all, well, the rabbit looks kind of brown, but he's got like little sores on him, right? Let me see that. Yeah, look at those little sores on him. Oh, snap, get up there, fight, protect yourself. All right, good. Wow, and free bunny meat. Is it my birthday? Are they like out of wood? I don't understand why they're not building these doors. It's been days. It's been days to put up some doors. Come on. Get in. Goodbye. So So we can do this novice ceremony. I'm gonna hold off on that because I'm not sure who I want to link to the tree. And if it's the same person, you can technically skip to a higher level. I'm not sure what I want to do with that yet, so I'm gonna hold off on actually accepting the quest to get. Some time passes. Spring turns to summer. Oh, ran out of food again. Really should watch that. Let's grab some berry quick. And stone cutting is done. We'll do complex furniture next. And we'll get some stone cutting going. We're going to need a room in which we stone cut. So we'll make that quick, and I would like to connect these eventually, so I think maybe we'll just do that. We'll just do, oh, they have new structure tools also in this. How do I have 1,000 steel? That's crazy. We're gonna make this out of steel, but they have new ways that you can draw stuff, so if I hit Q and E over here, I can, like, make my rooms a little bit different. This is my favorite tool, so like connecting 2 points, I can make a jagged, stupid looking wall instead of, you know, instead of a normal square one. So we'll have a stupid looking wall, and that'll be our workroom, I think is the way to do it. And man, I have no idea where we got all this steel. That is insane. Did I tell them to, oh, I did. I told them to mine this out. Yeah, anyway. Yeah. That's where the steel came from, guys. The mystery is solved. They have a flame bow, which I like. And now that we have stone going, we can make a burn tunnel. The biggest problem I have in this game is dying to any event at all, so I think getting our defenses up early would be a good move. And the flame bow, the nice thing about the flame bow is it lights fires, and it's also, like, actually something that you can afford as a tribal start, which is not very many things. I'm just going to max out on medicine, because medicine is always valuable. How do we not have food again? We're going to put some doors on the side so that we can move through that decently. And then we're going to hide in our room. Probably because we don't have any food still. We got food. Got a little bit. Got a touch of food. A little smattering of rice here and there. I don't understand the complaining. Also, I'm just gonna... having a few doors around, I find, is just generally nice, because oftentimes you'll be out and a wolf will hunt you, or whatever happens, and having a way to run into your base quickly is better than standing out there and dying. Also gonna start setting up an indoor area. This is just gonna be a way to tell them times are tough outside and we want to go inside. We got a cargo pod. Doing my crooked wall made that so much easier. Cargo pod is smoke leaf joint. That is incredible. We'll go grab that. And now when they're sad, they look at that. Already read my mind. So this is what I was talking about, is like this is kind of this drug is not as good as the other drugs. Because even though they don't hurt as much, consciousness minus 30% means that everything they do, they will do it 30% worse. They're also slower and they also eat more. So as far as drugs go, smoke leaf is like one of the worst ones. Well, that's not. Well, maybe that is true. I don't know. Better way to put that is for the pleasurable drugs, it is the worst one. Like flake and stuff, like those are just, you can get addicted to them, and so they're like technically worse, I think. But I don't know. Whatever. Drugs all do different things, guys. That's what I'm trying to tell you. And I don't like smoke leaf very much for drugs that do something. So this is another fun thing about Rimworld that actually infuriates me, is for whatever reason, the hunting animals will come and just stand by your base, even though, as you can see, they have infinite other things that they could go hunt. They are like programmed to just come stand by your base, and the second you step outside your doors, they'll hunt you, and even if you attack them, they won't stop until they kill one of your colonists. And so you gotta periodically come out here and shoot the stupid cougar that can't figure out how to be literally anywhere else on the map. I don't know why it's programmed that way, but you can tell in my voice that it infuriates me, and it always will. And sure, you say, well, why don't you just turn it off? And that's a great point. I can just turn it off. But then I wouldn't be playing the way Ludion Studios intended me to play this game. And that would bother me. It shouldn't bother me, but that would bother me. So I don't turn it off, I just get mad about it. And that's very thematic with pretty much a lot of aspects of my life. Things that make me upset, I just continue to do them and be upset about it. This is just telling me that this exists. It's so that I know that there's a monolith I could go check out, and if I had no idea what that was, I could go look at it, but I do know what it is, and I don't want to activate it right now, because that, once you activate this monolith, it turns on Anomaly, and I can start getting Anomaly rated. There's a few things that Anomaly brings in that also happen, but I don't want to deal with it right now. We might deal with it later. This is a nice find. I will sell... I would like all of your medicine for... do I want to do that? It's a lot of... I don't need that much smoke leaf. I think our mood is like pretty good, as two people are like about to break. Why are they sad? They're sweaty? And why don't they ever build these? I don't understand. What are you doing that's so important? As Bobo? As Babo? Build the walls. I wanted to name this also. This is going to be walls. And we'll make more of these as we go, but these are usually what I start with. So we got walls and we got out and about. Out and about is basically when we want to chop wood. We can go out, but not too far, because there's always a goddamn cougar or a wolf or something that's just like that. It'll be like right here. It'll just wait, and it'll be starving because it never hunts anything that it could go hunt until it's like about to die, and then it'll go hunt a raccoon, and then it'll go right back to here and it'll starve. So we'll wait for that to happen. I would say 90% of my runs, I at least lose one colonist to them just getting hunted. Even though I try to like zone them away and do things that are intelligent, I just don't watch it that closely. This is something. I don't think I want to do this. I need to process what it's asking me to do, but I am going to go in here, reward preferences. I don't really want goodwill with anybody. I usually get goodwill by trading or just giving them stuff. So I'd much prefer to not have this slot wasted on goodwill. I would rather they gave me another reward to choose from. I kind of like a book. So I'm going to take this. I would like that book. Oh, and these people will help me. So we're going to have them post up on the bench, even though they both suck at it. Oh, that's what all my people are doing. Well, go outside and kill some stuff. Earn your keep here. Oh, I guess you just gave up. Let the person without the weapon go do it. That's pretty good. We'll kill this rabbit. Oh, they're incapable of violence. That makes sense. That's why they didn't have a weapon. Alright. That's probably fine. And let's make sure you're not gonna spend any hard-earned medicine. That's our medicine. That is our medicine that you cannot have. There you go. Get repaired. Oh, the other thing, you can break this too. It's gonna light our house on fire. Let's not actually break that. That can wait to be broken. Alright, so here's my next pro trick. I'm not going to light this room, but I am going to make it so that they don't get the darkness debuff by just removing a little bit of roof where they stand. I don't know why this is so hard for me to do, but I'm also going to make it so that we put our stones in here. They're not called stones, but they're called chunks. Chunks in here. This is the chunks spot. Put the chunks in the chunk spot, and then remove the roof area above where we stand to interact with that. There's raid. We're still getting nice small raid. That's pretty good. Let's have everybody stand in the walls. I think I'm just gonna let them run through. I mean, we have so much wood. I think we just spin traps. I'm fine with that. I could like go out and fight them if I wanted to. I guess we could go take some pot shots. That'll actually teach him how to shoot also. How far can you shoot? Nice shot. One more. Maybe go closer. Alright, this is for all the marbles. Get him. Hit him. Nope. Hit him. Hit him in the head. Nope. Missed. You can do it. Alright, well. Good going. We weakened them. Reduced their morale at least. Could you imagine you're huddling around with your buddies, you're about to go attack some people, and then you hear sniper rifle shots off in the distance. It doesn't hit anything, and it doesn't hit you, and you think maybe somebody's just hunting nearby. But it could be, it could be pretty scary, so I think we'll call that a great success. Amazing. And then we're gonna try to shoot this guy. But he's probably too fast. Look at how fast he is. Insane. This is it. Hit him. Nope. Nope, didn't even have line of sight. He's too quick, too intelligent. He's gonna take his machine pistol and go home. That's too bad. That's not bad. I don't know. I don't really want these people. I do want that gun. You can use a gun, right? Yeah. Should go use a gun. We could... I think I don't care, and I just want them to go in the grave. Instead of trying to rescue them. Because we've got our friends here. Give them some spots to sleep, like the gracious hosts we are. Eventually, we might actually build beds. I'm not doing that yet. So here's my pro trick for Manhunter packs. What is that? Oh, it's a big one. 2 bears. We're gonna close the old doors, and then we're gonna do the old restrict the walls, and now we are safe. I think. I hope. Hopefully we're safe. Or they'll get in and we'll lose. That happens sometimes too. Yeah, go around, look at those corpses, get all mad, and maybe you can do a daze and wander out there. That'd be good. Good choices. Maybe we can just throw those in some graves. You're gonna be sad if you keep. There you go. You don't have to have depression as you build your traps. We're gonna make these, make any stone block. About 600 is a good amount. We can drop on the floor, and I'm gonna make it so they don't walk all over to get them. I really only want them to use things that are right here. We want to copy these. Yeah, and so that interaction spot is unroofed, so this will still be treated like it's indoors, but I don't need to have a light in here, which is like whatever, like putting down a torch is not that hard, but I'm just doing it like this for now. I'll put lighting in it probably later. Alright, travelers, just passing by. Hanging out, McKay and Pepper looks great. Looking good. Alright. Great work. There was nothing we could have done there. That was a foregone conclusion. They did triple one of the bears. That's kind of cool. It's kind of good. Because I'm wondering if we should go out and get some shooting experience. It might also be less scary for us. I think we're gonna do it. We have these 2 people that... We have 2 extremely expendable people in Wall and Ray. They would be happy to die for our colony, I'm certain. And, you know, there's no risk. So they'll open this door and do some shooting. Do some shooting and some running around. Yep, looks good. Looks good. One more. Insane. And the other bear is hanging out. Jumper. Alright. We're gonna go to Out and About because I want them to start bringing in. I want some stone. We gotta get rid of all this trash wood. Wood is garbage because it's flammable, and fire in this game is no bueno. So the more you know. There was a transport crash. Oh my god. It's Lara. A 54-year-old female. We're gonna have to... A genie. A delicate wimp. Kind, but also neurotic. I'm not sure about the kind part. But we are going to have to save her. Going to have to save her. There's no choice. Also, having a genie is like super nice, so I'm gonna be on board with that. Rescue. She might just join us. It's actually pretty likely that she'll just join us. Because I think she was a space landing. And genies don't try to really argue about stuff. Yeah, space refugee. So, space refugee means they don't really have a faction. She's a heretic, so she believes in nonsense. We will teach her good Christian values, so nothing to worry about there. And yeah. That might actually be a pretty good stopping point.